Hello, and welcome to TVN, the Village Network TV. I'm your host, Warren Davis, and I have with me LaShawn Davis, my lovely wife, and we'd like to introduce you to TVN, the Village Network. The Village Network is a non-for-profit that is all about neighborhood revitalization. And you can reach us by calling our number at 773-717-2535 or our website, villagenetwork.org, or you can email us directly at info@villagenetwork.org. So basically, we want to just basically have you just understand who we are and what it is we're really doing with the Village Network. We're all about neighborhood revitalization, and if you really think about it, when it comes to neighborhood revitalization, that's mostly people focusing on the government using their dollars to focus on streets, schools, bridges, but never really so much the homes. And the Village Network is really focused on the homesteads and how can we impact the value in our homesteads. It's kind of the missing link when you think about infrastructure. The average home in the United States was built before 1969. In Chicago, those homes are over 100 years old. But when it comes to where's the money going to come from to revitalize them, it's got to come from somewhere, and there isn't enough government dollars to address that. Where that money is going to come from is really what we call the renovation programs. We call them consumer renovation programs. And it's interesting because the show before us, NHS, they do a lot of those. The consumer renovation programs are actually mortgages. These mortgages, they fund today on a property's value tomorrow. And I think you would agree, LaShawn, that that is a very interesting thing to be able to tap into your future equity. So basically, by being able to do that, you're allowed to get money to fix up your home by tapping into this mortgage that most people have never really heard of. You've heard of FHA. That's a very common mortgage, but you may not have heard about the FHA 203K. The FHA 203K is just one of these mortgages that allow you to tap into your future value. For example, if you owe, for example, $120,000 on your home, but they're flipping homes around you for $250,000, you may be even underwater. The difference between those, if you can comfortably afford $250,000, is about $120,000. And that's a lot of money to renovate your home. But it's very important to understand you cannot get any more than you can afford. And you're not just fixing up the inside of the home, you're fixing up the outside, because you can include landscaping. And with the landscaping, you're beautifying the appearance of the home. So if you do it, your neighbor does it, they does it, you're really basically beautifying the block. And as we know, if you're if you're a criminal or people are up to no good, they don't really like to be around places that are very nice and clean. So consumer renovation programs are almost like a missing link when it comes to beautifying and revitalizing our communities. I do want to let you know that you can call in and ask us questions at 312-738-1060. We'll be happy to answer those questions. But just going back, so LaShawn,
yeah.
The Village Network is really your brainchild, and you were the inspiration to make it happen. What would you say is probably our biggest challenge when it comes to this?
For neighborhood revitalization itself, I think it's information. Information is power. Oftentimes there are different programs and organizations and different resources that are available to people. However, that information is not put in front of people. And the way to do that is to share that information when you have access to it. And that's why we formed the Village Network. We just want to make sure that people have information. Living in Chicago and dealing with the market crash and seeing what has happened to many people, it was quite a devastating thing. And in many communities in Chicago and around the country, major cities around the country, we just have not recovered still. Some of the neighborhoods that have higher incomes, they didn't get hit as hard. But the hardest hit neighborhoods, they have not even fully recovered. As a real estate broker for over 15 years, I witnessed that firsthand, and that devastation has not fully come to fruition in terms of how people could recover from it. So we want to get information out there to people, make sure that you are informed, and when you're informed, you have everything. Those are the tools that you need. You're equipped, you're ready. Whether you have a limited income, whether you're a senior citizen, whether you have had credit issues, especially since the crash and you still haven't been able to recover personally, we can help you find the answers, but you must set forth a plan. How do you plan when you don't have information? That is why we host, this is our third annual, we're having another event coming up. We're hosting the Chicago Housing Expo, which is coming up on April 22nd at Malcolm X College. It is free to the public from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we're going to have quite a few vendors there. There are going to be lenders. There are going to be companies there that can counsel you on credit. The neighborhood housing services will be there to provide information. The Chicago Bungalow Association, as well as other departments in the city of Chicago. There'll also be designers there, so there'll be lots of fun things to do. You can bring your family. There's actually going to be face painting for children. But take a look. You see all the different companies who have agreed to be a part of this, and they're very excited about offering free information, showing you technologies, green technologies. So we're excited to share that with you. And we've hosted this event 2 times in the past, and before the event is over, people are saying, so when's your next one? So we would love to have you come and join us on April 22nd at Malcolm X College from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's absolutely free, and there's even free parking there available for you. All you have to do is go online and register at villagenetwork.org, and you just go right in there and register, and we will know that you've registered, and we'll be happy to welcome you to our event and help you. Don't forget to tell your friends. Please share it on Facebook.
So the Chicago Housing Expo, this is the website. Just go to chicagohousingexpo.com. And when you get to the website, you just go down a little bit and there's the registration. You can just register, put your information in there. Now the key thing about registering is that not only are we just capturing information, you're going to be eligible for all types of interesting free prizes and gifts, and then we'll be able to keep you informed as to the types of seminars we'll be giving throughout the year. But you can see that we're very grateful and thankful that Studio 41 and Climate Guard have both been major sponsors, as well as Kohler, and they've made a difference. A lot of people, and one of the things I want to really point out, there's probably a lot of people out there that watch HGTV. Our logo right across the top says Chicago Housing Expo, but don't just watch HGTV, experience it. Now people say, well, why do you put that on your logo? Let me just talk about that for just a moment. So if you think about it, for those that watch HGTV, you've probably never seen an episode where something didn't go wrong. It's interesting because when you watch it, you're actually learning what a renovation looks like. And when you renovate your home, you're actually significantly raising your property value. As we said, the consumer renovation programs, these mortgages, they fund today on a property's value tomorrow. So you're actually able to get the money based on what you're going to do. It doesn't make a difference what your property is currently worth. So for your existing homeowners who are in a home and you're wondering, you watch these programs, you're like, well, I wish I could do it. But when the designer says, well, what's your budget? And they say like $100,000, you're like, where does that money come from?
Not from under your mattress. They did not pull it out of their mattress. These people are not all having this kind of cash available to them. Many of those people that you see on Home and Garden Television Network actually are using funds that they are using to refinance their home. Which is called a Consumer Renovation Program, or CRP.
So if your mortgage is attached to a property that's underwater, I won't say it's a bad mortgage, but you can't do much with it. Since these mortgages don't look at what the property is currently worth, they look at what it's going to be worth. In that scenario where a person, they owed 120, but they're only worth 80. They're underwater. But they're watching homes being flipped around them for $250,000. And they're like, wait a second, if I could get the money to make my home look like that, and if you could afford it, again, you can't get this money unless you can afford it. So if you can afford $250,000, that would give you over $120,000 to renovate your home beautifully. And when you do so, you would have significantly raised your property value. So to us, from the Village Network perspective, that's neighborhood revitalization for real.
What about if you had $120,000 mortgage that you had and your interest rate was still at the pre-crash rates, about 6, 7, sometimes 8%, and you have a pretty hefty load in terms of what your mortgage is, and you call your bank that you have your loan with, and how many people call their bank and the bank says, no, we can't refinance you. By the time they get to an appraisal, they say your property value is too low. One of the things that they don't tell you is that they don't offer the product that you need. There are many mortgage companies and lenders out there who actually can help you. And we can start with neighborhood housing services. They offer today's interest rates, which are still at lifetime lows right now, and you can actually get money to fix up your home as well as take those funds, beautify your home, increase the value of your home, and for some, your payment might even decrease. Your monthly payment could stay the same, or it might go up just a little bit. But even with that, even if you've made it more efficient with new windows, a new furnace, for example, how many people have $200, $300 gas bills every month because the heat is going right out the window? You need to be more efficient. Those efficiencies can save you thousands of dollars, hundreds per month, just because your home is now efficient. You've got a new furnace, it's operable, you have new windows, you don't have to try and put plastic over drafty windows all the time, you have new insulation, new roof. Most homes, as we know in Chicago, they're about 100 years old?
Easily.
Yeah. Every house I've lived in, beautiful Chicago bungalows, but they're old. Time for new windows, time for things to make them more efficient. And how do you get the money to do that? That's why we are hosting the Chicago Housing Expo, which will give you all the tools, all the knowledge, and there are many organizations there to help you. And these services are for free.
Now, I know a lot of people are thinking, especially you homeowners, are like, well, what do I know about construction? Why would I want to take on a project like that? Well, these mortgages are very unique in that they provide you with an independent consultant, basically a contractor, to stay with you through the entire process. They're going to make sure that the estimate you get is accurate. They're going to make sure the contractors are doing the right properly before they get paid. So you don't have to really do anything except know what it is you want. And to help you with that are going to be designers. Now, there are designers out there that are not just pretty windows and pretty curtains. These are ASID designers. They're certified to understand construction. They will be with you through the entire project, and they think finishes. So as the work is being done, they're going to make sure that you get what it is you want, just like on HTTV. But again, our big thing is when you do it, you're going to significantly raise your property value, and you're basically going to live better at home, which is what some people like to do. Now, it's interesting. People will actually go out there and they'll get a new car, $500-600 a month. At least they can feel good in their car. They can do it because they can get the money.
Not to mention the insurance that comes with it. That's another $200 a month.
That's another whole thing. So that same, at today's rates, about $500-600 a month, that equates to over $100,000 in renovation dollars. Would you rather live good in your car or live beautifully in your home? So at the end of the day, we want to encourage you to take advantage of something like this because you're going to significantly raise your property value, which is really neighborhood revitalization. So another thing we want to talk about is that's the existing homeowners. You have many good reasons to come to the Chicago Housing Expo on April 22nd. But what about you folks that are thinking about buying or not thinking about buying because you figure you can't afford to buy?
Are you tired of looking at those homes that are boarded up on your block, down the street, around the corner? This is your neighborhood. How about revitalization from within? That's what we're about at the Village Network, and we will show you how to do that. So if you would like to buy one of those homes and fix them up yourselves, it's not realistic to think that you can do that with cash that you don't have. It's not a DIY. It's not a do-it-yourself type of thing. It can be very, very stressful, challenging. You got to go to work every day. You have a family. So there are ways that you can make that work for you very, very comfortably and have your dream home that you want to live in.
So the other, and then the other thing is, I know a lot of people who are thinking of, they think you need a lot of money down, as the lady was telling you earlier from NHS. You'd be surprised. You don't need as much as a down payment as you think. You don't need 20% down. And there's down payment assistance programs out there to help you with down payment. The other thing, the biggest objection is always credit for you want-to-be home buyers, or you folks that are working and renting but think you can't buy. Credit is always a big one. And there are mortgage companies out there that will give you a loan even though you couldn't get a credit card. And here's something that's very important to understand. You think that you're going to get a bad loan if indeed you don't have the best credit. Basically, those days are gone. Everyone is getting a good loan. Everyone is going to get a good interest rate because the interest rates are at historic lows now. So interest rates are starting to go back up. So you don't want to wait too long and find yourself in a position where you can't buy what you would have bought. So it's not a credit problem. It's not a down payment problem. Then what is the problem? The problem is you don't have a full understanding or comfort, or you're scared. Well, come to Chicago Housing Expo on April 22nd and lose those fears and find out how you can become a homeowner. The third type category that we want to address when it comes to the Chicago Housing Expo are you folks that are flipping homes. You know, we hear flipping homes all the time, but, you know, we never see ourselves actually being able to do something like that. That's for the investors, the rich people with a lot of money. That's not necessarily true. We're going to have, for example, Lima One Capital there. They are the exception to the case when it's showing, and it shows the average person how they can become the investor. You don't have to understand construction. You just have to be the investor. Other people will do the work for you. So Lima Capital will be there to give an incredible workshop that will show you investors, you want to be investors, you want to be flippers, how you can actually take advantage and play the game yourself and do it safely. When it comes to HGTV, you hear the show, you may have seen the show, it's called Flip or Flop. Well, at the Housing Expo, you're going to learn how to avoid the flop and just focus on the flip. Why are we having investors there? Why do we want people flipping? Because that's where the inventory comes from. That's where property values come from. And it's very important to keep the inventory and keep things moving. So we want people buying these homes, we want people renovating your homes, and we want people flipping these homes so we can get rid of those dilapidated, boarded up properties that are bringing down our neighborhoods. That, at the end of the day, is a recipe for neighborhood revitalization focused from within. So we're empowering you to have the information you need so you can do it now. This Housing Expo, unlike a lot of housing expos, is going to cover the entire gamut. The workshops are going to be phenomenal. I don't care what your situation is. If it's home-centric, we're going to have a workshop that's going to address your questions and needs. And information is power. With this information, you can decide whether you want to become a homeowner and buy the home of your dreams, which, by the way, you can get a lot for your money today because of the interest rates. How you can take your home and live better at home. How you can basically fix up the home you have and basically just take it to another level. And for you flippers, you folks are just watching all this money being made out here, but just like, why can't I get some of that? Well, you're going to be able to come and hear how you can participate in flipping yourselves. So we're very excited for what this Housing Expo is going to bring to our communities and to Chicago, and just be a difference in how people can actually do what they've always dreamed of doing. Live better at home is our model. Now, LaShawn, I got to bring this up again too. When it comes to neighborhood revitalization, and getting the word out, one of the things that we've really focused on is outreach. You know, I always say that, you know, we get good information, we keep it to ourselves. You need to let your friends know that they can know about this Housing Expo and that is coming up, and they can go and register. So go out to the website, chicagohousingexpo.com, and again, that's going to be Saturday, April 22nd from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the new Malcolm X, and that facility is, oh, wow, it's beautiful. It's
Yes, it is.
really, really beautiful. It's state-of-the-art, too. And we're going to have a very nice area within it. So the whole aspect of what we're hoping you're going to do is live better at home. renovate, and revitalize. So all you HGTV fans out there, this is your expo. I don't care if you're looking to buy a home and you're a house hunter, or you're looking to renovate your home and want to do a love it or list it, or a fixer-upper, or a property brothers.
What if you want to do a man cave?
Oh my gosh. For you folks out there that have been like that unfinished basement and you want to turn it into a man cave, we're going to have a man cave there set up so you can actually see what it looks like. But more importantly, you can get pre-qualified on the spot. Right there at the expo, there are going to be lenders there that will be able to show you how you can get the money right then and there and revitalize. So as you can see, there are all different types of lenders. Homebridge, they are an exceptional mortgage company. Even the fact that they can do the renovation loans, they can work with all types of borrowers. I mean, when it comes to renovation, they're probably the best. They're right up there. But as you can see, we have some very interesting sponsors. One that we definitely want to mention over to the right of your screen is Chicago Bungalow Association. There are many of you out there that have bungalows and have always wanted to find a way to make them more beautiful. Well, Chicago Bungalow Association is going to show you how you can do that.
And they don't just work with you if you have a bungalow. They will also work with you if you have a different type of home, and they have a lot of different solutions for helping you for little to no cost. Some of them are grant-based to for free. Actually get your home winterized so that your heat is not going out the window.
So you can see that we're going to have all different types of companies there, from spray foam insulation, Ecotech, to Country Financial, Mr. Bamboo, Bamboo Floors. The City of Chicago is in a big ad there because they're going to be present too to talk about the different programs the city has, from down payment assistance to how to protect yourself in your home.
And to, as well, with Chicago Police Department, one of the departments of the city, of course, they're going to have information about block clubs and neighborhood revitalization from that perspective. That's a very important component of this event. It's not just about beautifying your home, it's about improving your community.
And Kohler and Studio 41 and Climate Guard, we're very happy that they were able to be major sponsors of this event. And you better come there and see the beautiful kitchen and baths that you can actually incorporate into your home. So when it comes to the Chicago Housing Expo, we're looking forward to having you there. We will be here for the next 13 Mondays, and we're going to have some very interesting guests. We're going to talk about everything from credit to down payment assistance to how to revitalize your home, your community, block clubs, all types of very interesting things. So please spread the word. If you want to call us, we have a few minutes. That's 312-738-1060. But more importantly, we just want to make sure that you can register for the Chicago Housing Expo. Be there. That is going to be one heck of a show. We don't want you to miss it. So please, ChicagoHousingExpo.com. You can register now. And anything else you want to add, LaShawn?
We just look forward to having you there. And the biggest challenge for us as a nonprofit, we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We do not have employees. We volunteer our time. We're looking for volunteers. We're looking for those of you to help spread the word. And we have a little bit of space left for some exhibitors. We want some home-centric or neighborhood revitalization type exhibitors at the event. We're going to have nonprofits there, designers there, the lenders. So we look forward to having you join us. So
call 773-717-2535 and visit us at thevillagenetwork.org. And as LaShawn said, we do have a few extra spaces left, so feel free to connect with us on that also. ChicagoHousingExpo.com. All right, so with that, we'd like to thank you for your time. We appreciate you watching the show. TVN, the Village Network, is here, and we're going to continue to spread the good word on neighborhood revitalization from within, empowering all those who are watching, all those who participate, in how they can make their homes, their communities more beautiful so they can live better at home in a more peaceful, comfortable environment. We want to thank you very much. And again, ChicagoHousingExpo.com. We look forward to seeing you at this very, very exciting expo. Don't forget, register for one of the workshops. They will fill up pretty quick. You don't want to get there and can't get there. Get in, and the lenders will be there to pre-qualify you on the spot. So if you're a person that doesn't think you can buy, or if you're in a position where you don't think you can get the money, you're going to want to come there and get pre-qualified on the spot. If they can't pre-qualify you, they'll let you know what it's going to take to get pre-qualified.
So thank you for watching the Village Network. Make sure you tune in next week, Monday at 6 p.m., thevillagenetwork.org.